So, Sunday afternoon, I'm going to go test a little bit at the lake again, and was checking on my configuration and noticed that my min throttle might have been just a smidge too low, and I'm wondering if that was what caused my copter to wig out a little bit when I drop the throttle all the way down sometimes. So I raised that up, so it's a good 20 points above what the min was on the BL Heli suite. So before I was only a few points above on one, and not even quite 20, but more than that on the other three. So I adjusted that, took that value there and added 20 and then kind of rounded up. So I'm at like 1060 now. I was at 1040, and the min on those ESCs were 1028 and 1032, I think. So definitely needed to be a bit higher. So we'll see if that helps. I'm going to do some of the same type of tests and maybe try a couple other things too. Just another practice session. We'll see how well it goes. Hopefully it works out pretty well. I'm pretty confident it will. We'll see. Flew a couple packs at the lake, went for a walk with my wife since it's our anniversary. We went out to eat today. Then came home, watched some TV, and I came up here to fly. She didn't want to come, but then she changed her mind and decided to come up here anyways. So she watched me fly for a little bit, and then we went for a walk. Just got done doing that. That was pretty fun. So did my little testing there, and pretty sure that setting the min throttle fixed my issue. Didn't have any of those same problems, which is good. So I think that took care of the problem. Then had another fella come up there, and he watched me fly for a while, and he was pretty interested in it too. So I got to talk to him for a little bit. You know, spread the community spirit. All in all, pretty good day, I think. Okay, so I'm out here, got my quad and my goggles. I'm going to do a test with my existing 2.1 mil lens on a HS 1177, and then I'm going to put on my new GoPro lens and do another test, and we'll see how that goes. Okay. So just did a quick video there of both of them. I'm going to go back and check it and see what it looks like up close. But just looking through the goggles, I can see a big difference with the GoPro lens. Definitely looks a lot better. So we'll see for sure, and then I'll give my final thoughts on it. So just going back and reviewing the footage, and I can definitely see that the GoPro lens is much clearer. So in this, the GoPro is on the left, the GoPro lens on the left, and the 2.1 millimeter lens that came with my HS 1177 is on the right. And I try to do basically the same sorts of things. slight variations there, you know, I'm just can't get it exactly the same, but it's close enough that you can kind of tell what's going on there. And you can clearly see that the colors look drastically better. I'm not getting a lot of the washed out stuff. Now granted, the sun's a little brighter on the 2.1 millimeter lens than the other, but it's close enough that I don't think it matters. And I've had the same kind of blowouts, even in lower light, with the 2.1 millimeter lens, so I don't think that's a consideration. You can see that the power lines are much clearer on the GoPro lens, which is really important. Those fine lines, being able to see that more clearly is nice. Focus might be a little bit better on the GoPro, and that, you know, that could be me not getting it focused exactly right on the 2.1, but I'm pretty close to nice sharp focus on the 2.1, or at least as sharp as I could get it. So definitely a whole lot better. I can't wait to test this out flying it and seeing how much of a difference it is. So went back and reviewed the footage and definitely impressed with the GoPro. Much better than the other one. Far better focus, everything. So I'm gonna test out this GoPro lens that I put on the HS1177 and see how much of a difference it makes when I'm actually flying. So my initial little check there in the yard, where I walked around the yard and, you know, kind of rotated it around just to kind of look and see what it looks like. I noticed a huge difference between it and the stock 2.1 lens I had. Now, granted, it's a slightly less of a little less field of view, since it's closer to 2.5 than 2.1, but in reality I really didn't notice that much of a difference as far as the field of view, because on the edges on the 2.1 it's very very blurred, and almost seems kind of stretched, so it's really doesn't seem like it's really a 2.1. Maybe it is, I don't know, but didn't notice that big of a difference. So I don't think I'll notice that much difference as far as what I can see field of view wise, but I think I'm going to see a huge difference in what I can see clarity and visibility wise, because this GoPro lens is drastically better as far as the clarity goes and the focus. So I'm looking forward to trying it out. I'll be up there in just a minute and I'll be testing it out. So I wanted to put in some footage from the old HS1177 right after this other footage so you can compare to see what it looks like. So this was from the day before flying at the barn, and you can see just how much less clear the footage is. You can see a little more of the prop in this one. I guess from the 2.1 it's got just a little bit wider, but look how blurry all of that is and unclear all of that is. Conditions in this one are about the same once you're down below the tree line here, about the same as where I was flying at today, a little later in the day, but so with the hills and stuff kind of blocks the sun out, so the lighting's about the same. You can see it's just nowhere near as clear as the GoPro lens. Just kind of wanted to give you another comparison of it with it flying, in case you've forgotten after seeing just how clear it was to see this as a comparison. It's definitely not nearly as clear. So, yesterday, didn't get a fly like I planned. I was going to meet a friend and fly a little bit with him, but that didn't get to happen because we had a hot water tank decide to go out. Can't complain too much about it. It has lasted the 16 years we've been in the house and at least 10 years prior to that, so close to 30 years for a hot water tank is pretty amazing. So got that replaced yesterday, but didn't get a fly any. So I'm going out to the lake today to fly, and I'm just going to fly. I'm not practicing, I'm not doing any of that stuff. I just want to fly and just see what comes out of it. Should be fun.